together Ted Wilson, everybody. Ted. Let's keep it going for John DeCoste, everybody. For that brutally honest intro. You might have seen him here. No, this is great. I love coming here. The Row is this is a beautiful stage. I like being able to do it out here. A lot of times we do Lucy's back here. I don't get to see this wonderful auditorium. I think we're going to go storm the Alamo later. I don't know how that works, but. So, welcome to my TED Talk. It is my legal right to say whatever I say is a TED Talk, so that's on you. Today's topic is, how is it already June? Right? It's crazy. I mean, 2020 took, and this is scientifically proven, 187 months to make a full revolution around the Earth. 45 minutes later, it's the second week of June. I don't know how that happened. Someone invented time travel, apparently, y'all. Didn't tell me. I'm kind of worried it's going to pop up like we're in the lull of a horror movie, and 2020 is going to be right behind me. I'm going to need you guys let me know. Is it back there? Is it? I'm going to keep checking in on you guys. That wasn't funny, Sarah. I thought he was back there. All right. You got to give me a second, man. It's been a while. It's probably been 12, 14 months since comedy was live. It's been a long time. You guys take, what, 2-week vacations, 14 days off work? You come back, you're a little slow, a little sketchy. Try doing that for 14 months. It's amazing. Like, just pick a job, any job. Like, you go in there and be like, okay, there's a lot of specialized machines, a lot of tape, some boxes. This is really weird. Wait, just for grins, just real quick, what do we do here again? Oh, yeah. What do you think we do at a place with all these machines and tapes at a place called Kinko's? Ooh, I got to guess, but I think you're going to want to give me another hint, buddy. The fact that we decided that Kinko's was a fine name for a copy shop, that's on us. I think that was the first sign of society downfall, everybody. So no one is celebrating anything? It's just being outside? That was it? Well, fine, I'll take the spot. I will celebrate. Just 2 weeks ago, I had my 20th wedding anniversary. Yeah, that's right. Remember that for when I get off the stage. That's the rehearsal for when I end the set. That's fantastic. Great. No, 20th anniversary. I looked it up. It turns out the traditional gift for a 20th anniversary is china. The modern gift is platinum, which is cool because 20 years ago when we got some china with a platinum ring on it, we put it in boxes. We moved it to 6 different domiciles. We've taken it out of the box exactly 7 times to put it in a china cabinet, and we've never eaten off it once. Because that's what you do with fine china. I have absolutely no idea what it's for. But it was expensive, and we have to show it to everyone. No, you can look at it through the glass. You can't touch. I was pretty impressed that my wife knew that 20 years ago that would be a thing today. Because if I would have guessed, I don't think we would have made it 20 years. And not because of our relationship, because I know what I was like 20 years ago, and I would have given myself maybe 5 more years, 10 tops. Clearly, I make poor life decisions. But we did have a good anniversary. We did the fun anniversary stuff. I spent 2 hours looking for her purse because that's my full-time job. We argued about the right way to load the dishwasher because we've lived together for 2 decades and I still can't do it right. And at the end of the night, we went upstairs and she brought the dog, which is the universal sign for something might happen, but it's going to get weird. We have dog owners in the house? How about pet owners? I don't want to disparage the cats. Yeah. Family's allergic to it, so I know more about dogs. We went out and got a fancy dog that hypoallergenic. It's a cockapoo. Yeah. You have a cockapoo too? Excellent. Ours is named Titan. He owns the house. It's fantastic. I stopped getting haircuts about the same time I got married, so that $15 I saved every 2 months now for 20 years, I now spend $150 every 6 weeks to give my dog a full blowout. He recently had some medical problems, and they had to shave part of his leg. He's fine. I want to put that out there. He's fine. But they had to shave part of his leg to do some medical procedures, and so it's all hair here and then bone and then hair again. It looks like he's walking around with one Ugg boot. And I tell you, I can't tell you how funny it is to see one dog look at his own paw and think that he has a shoe on and try to get it off. First 2 days, he walked around the house just, no, buddy, that's your own foot. It's crazy. Did you guys, is this your first time outside? Did you guys do anything while we were off for the whole year and a half? Anyone try to improve themselves or try to better themselves in any way? I lost 80 pounds during the pandemic. That's good. You're still going good. We're going to save that for the end, though, remember. But we need to tone that down maybe about 2/3 because I gained 50 of it back. Yeah. I know you guys were looking like, how fat was this guy before? Jeez. It's really not my fault. They told us when we started out it was only going to be like a couple weeks. We'd take some time off. We'd think about what we'd done. We'd all get back together, right? So for a couple weeks I ran, and then I did some more stuff, and then I saw my friends just hanging out and doing nothing on the couch, watching TV, and I was like, well, that seems like more fun. I'm going to do that. I say TV, but no one really watches TV anymore. Does anyone actually still have cable? You guys are solely supporting, and you guys are supporting the entire cable industry? I couldn't afford it. It was too expensive to send one company $150 a month. So I thought it'd be smarter to send $14.99 individually to Hulu, Amazon Prime, Netflix, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, Paramount Plus, Discovery Plus, Vudu, Fubu, Hippo, Ruby, Tubi, Crackle, BritBox, Acorn, Stars, and HBO Max. 2 of those I think are made up. I'm not really sure. I think my buddies just put charges on my account and I can't figure it out anymore. And God forbid if I don't have the shows my kids watch, so I can't risk it. It's been fun though, sitting on the couch catching up with some old movies. I caught up with one of my favorites, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. You guys remember that? With Gene Wilder? Yeah. It's a great movie. As a kid I loved it because it was a great concept. You just went out and bought a lot of chocolate for the chance to get more chocolate. That's math kids love. Chocolate plus chocolate equals chocolate. I'm in. Let's do it. Clearly, that was my math problem growing up. And Charlie won all that chocolate, and I was really jealous of that. Now, as an adult, I'm jealous because he is a business owner with his own manufacturing plant and a built-in workforce. Yeah, we could all use for one of those right now, right? As an adult, I totally wish I was Augustus, the first kid that got lost, because he didn't have to go through the rest of that shenanigans through the whole movie, right? He got to see the fun stuff at the beginning. He got to see the lickable wallpaper. He got to see that room with all the... Wait, hold on. Let's talk about that lickable wallpaper for a second, folks. I was really young in the 70s. I really don't know what it was like. I don't remember anyone deciding that it was a good idea to put wallpaper in a room for kids to lick repeatedly. I've never reused stamps for a specific reason. It's because I don't like the way I taste. I can't imagine, like, who has kids in here? Who doesn't who has seen a child? They're gross. They're absolutely gross. Can you imagine that? Like, and they wanted to put it in nurseries and daycare. I don't care who you are. If your kid is at a daycare licking the wallpaper, he needs to be in a different facility. Miss Kelly does not provide the supervision that child requires. They need him somewhere else. But anyway, so he got to see that. He got to see the room with the mushrooms are made out of whipped cream. The trees have gummy bears on them. They have chocolate everywhere. You can drink out of the flowers. They have that Pooh River running through it. Because I don't care who you are, Willy Wonka, I've never seen chocolate that color or that consistency. You have an entire workforce living in this factory. That's the sewage run off. You can't tell me differently. He's still the luckiest kid, though, because in the very next scene, they get in that murder boat in that Pooh River, and they take off into that tunnel. As a kid, that's the scariest thing I've ever seen. How do they put that in a kid's movie? I would have, if I was a kid on that boat, I would have seen that first scene on that tunnel, and I would have jumped in that Pooh River and been like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to check on Augustus. Everything's good. We're fine. Everything's good. Don't worry about me. I know it's poop. I don't care. I would rather go this way instead. So I can't relate to the kids anymore. I never related to the parents. I guess it leaves the grandparents. And watching that movie, it made me realize their story is kind of what my story's been for the whole pandemic. They are in bed all the time. They get all their news from a little tiny screen. All their meals are delivered, and they haven't changed their clothes in clearly 6 to 8 months. The one I don't trust, though, is Grandpa Joe, because first off, how did he get that candy bar into the house with no one noticing? Remember, guys, remember that? That was sneaky at first. Okay. We're going to give him a pass on that. Then he tells Charlie he hasn't moved around in 20 years, but as soon as he touches that golden ticket, that chance to have unlimited chocolate, he's bouncing around like he's going to be on So You Think You Can Dance. That guy has conservatively 30 years on me, gets out of bed and dances around. I know that's shenanigans. I know that's bull. You know how I know that? Because the other day I sat down on a folding chair for 10 minutes and I couldn't move for 2 weeks. I've got a golden ticket. I've got a herniated disc. That's how that song should have gone. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. If you don't like it, that's too bad. Getting old sucks. I hate it. I hate how my body's breaking down. I have to wear these glasses now. And you guys have to remember, like, the glasses for the mask thing is terrible. They're all fogging up, and it isn't the fact that they fog up. I can deal with that. I've lived my life long enough where I've gone in and out of buildings in different seasons. I'm used to that. It's everyone telling me how to fix it. I can't stand it anymore. You show me one more cream or gel or spray or cloth or whatever, I'm just going to lose my mind. I can't take it. One guy actually suggested I use mayonnaise on my glasses to stop the fogging. I don't know what happened. Was it that bad? I thought so. A thick coating of mayonnaise was going to be better than having to see through fog glasses. That was gross to me and disgusting. And part of it's because I don't like mayonnaise, and if we can't be friends after this, I understand. But let me explain to you how mayonnaise works. Mayonnaise scientifically is just eggs emulsified in fat. They take eggs, they whip it up into fat. That means, and get this picture in your mind, folks, every time I eat eggs, technically I become mayonnaise. Yeah, think about that next time you have a sandwich. Yeah, so getting older, I'm trying to reconnect with my kids, try to see if I can do anything before they're out of the house, try to play the video games with them. They say video games teach kids the wrong things, right? They say it teaches them violence or anger and how to not deal with their problems. So I figure, why not pick games that will teach them things? I figured Mario, because that guy's got like 1,000 careers. They could learn some skills, and they could pay for my retirement home later. Totally backfired. They can't golf, they can't play tennis, they can't ref a boxing match, they can't, and this is the hurtful one. The most ironic thing is they're terrible at plumbing. They've played Mario for 20 years, they can't plumb anything. And that's a problem for me because I've noticed a lot of inadequate sinks in this past 14 months, washing my hands all the time. Do you guys know the sinks with the really narrow basins and they have the fire hose attached to it, and you turn the hose on and suddenly you've taken a shower in a public bathroom? You can look weird for wearing your mask wrong or get yelled at because it's under your nose or under your chin or you're not wearing the right mask at the right time. But I tell you one thing, you walk out of a public bathroom and you're wet from your nipples to your knees, people aren't going to like you. And it only takes once to get the nickname Neeples. And I know that, unfortunately, from a fact. They also put the sinks too far away from the door. So you've washed your hands and now you got to get out touching the door handle. And that doesn't work. So they move this. You guys see the thing where they put the little handle on the floor for your foot? Has anyone ever successfully gotten the door open like that? I mean, you look like you're trying to try out for the Temptations or something. You're like, can't do it. I can't. I just put my hand. I was like, screw it. I would just rather get the disease and walk out. I just cannot do this. The worst sinks are the ones that have a beautiful giant basin. You have a lot of room to wash your hands, and they give you like a 4-inch spigot, right? It doesn't even make it to the sink. You can turn it on all day. You can turn it on the entire time. It can be turned on to the limit of that sink, and you will never get wet. My wife calls those Ted sinks. I think it's because I pointed them out to her. I thought it was pretty funny myself. Thanks. But man, this pandemic's been messing me up. I'm going to leave you guys on this. The pandemic has messed me up so bad that I don't know how to do my daily life anymore. Like, even when we were in the pandemic and I was still driving, there was no traffic. It was great, right? And suddenly, all of a sudden, you guys drive anyone? Have you guys noticed how much the traffic has increased, like in the last 4 weeks? Yeah, it's ridiculous. They warned us about the cicadas. They did not warn us about all this traffic. The problem with me is I forgot how to road rage. I couldn't do it. I got cut off by a mail truck the other day, and I was so upset I couldn't think of the word, and I called it, "You stupid mailbox." How dare you cut me off, you mailbox? Now, that's silly in a regular time, but things are different. I lowered the bar for myself. It contains mail, and it was shaped like a box. So I'm taking that one. Mostly because later that day I went to the drive-thru and I wanted something, I couldn't remember what it was, and I said to them, "Hey, can you give me some of those, the pre-torn folded paper towels?" That's what I'm looking for. You know, like really crap origami, they're like in a square or a rectangle. They're not on the roll, they're like in a stack. They used to be white when I was a kid, but now they're brown and all scratchy. I don't know what up with that. You know what I'm talking about? Napkins? Yeah, that's what I wanted, thank you. Can I have some napkins? And she looked me dead in the face, and I swear to God, she's like, "Yeah, they're in that like upside down paper thing that holds stuff." Thank you very much, I appreciate it. Have a good night tonight.